What the fuck is going on? My pimps and pimpets. What the fuck's going on? Alright, let's calm down. Just calm down. It's been like a week, bruh. I've been trying to figure out if I've missed one. I don't think I've missed a single podcast for a whole year. It hasn't been exact days like, every Tuesday, but I've gotten one out every week, at the very least. And that's a pretty good accomplishment. Regardless of how far we've gotten in this year, which we've gotten a decent amount done. We've got a new setup. We've got microphone, camera, lights, new fucking computer to work on. We got fuck else. We got a hard drive. We got a lot of shit to start out with that we didn't have when we first started this son of a bitch. But yeah, we haven't missed one. We haven't missed a singular podcast, and that's pretty crazy because I've always just forced myself to sit down. Like yesterday, tried to fucking podcast and I couldn't do it. I tried twice or 3 times. I tried 3 times to podcast. First time I accidentally stopped it, got a little irritated, but I'm like, fuck it, keep going. Second time I started fucking with the camera. That's why I set it so far away, and that's why I'm not looking at the TV or the computer screen, none of that shit, because that shit fucks with me while I'm fucking talking. I gotta just keep it away from me. We gotta just stay away. That helps me to be able to formulate my thoughts and not get distracted and just, you know, we gotta pop us in. But let's see. Also, yesterday I was gonna talk about how my leg was fucked up because I was running on Saturday. May or may not have had a few beverages containing alcohol in me, and had some slides on. These lovely slides, to be exact. I'm not sponsored by Adidas, but although I've been wearing Adidas since I was a really young kid, so Adidas, that'd be nice. Just give back to the community, Adidas. Come on. I'm just kidding. Okay. Where the fuck are we going with this? Okay. So I had fallen when I was running, slipped in a puddle, fucking just ate shit, bruh. Caught myself with my elbows and my knees and my fucking toe, bro. I was fucked. But I was drunk still. Then I had made the very obvious and rational and intelligent decision to keep drinking. That way I didn't feel the pain that day, right? Psst, why wouldn't you? I'm retarded. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I'm a little retarded. Go watch that clip. Search Alex Jones, I'm a little retarded on YouTube. Go look at it. It's a good clip. One of my favorite clips from the Joe Rogan Experience and Alex Jones podcast together. I don't know why I said it like that. But, so, I kept drinking. And I kept drinking. And I kept drinking. And I kept drinking. I think I drank till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I went to bed at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Told you, making rational, smart decisions here. And then I had woken up the next morning because my nephew was yelling because I stayed at my sister's house. And my God, did my leg fucking hurt, bruh. It's all I could think about on Saturday. That's what I was going to record a podcast on Saturday. Could not. I could not. Is that Saturday? That was Sunday. Sunday. So Saturday I hurt myself. Sunday I woke up. Fucking just in so much pain, bro. It's all I could think about. Like I was pacing around the house all day and I was like, I just could not sit still, bro, because my brain was telling me to freak out. I was tired. I was in pain, in a severe pain. So my brain just like freak out. And I'm just sitting there like, everything's okay. Everything's just fine. I'm not in pain at all. But every once in a while, I'd succumb to it and be like, my leg fucking hurts. That's all I'd say, because nobody cares. Unless you're, like, dying or something, nobody really gives a shit. But, then I just decided I went to go see my dad, and he wasn't home, unfortunately, which kind of sucked, man. I've been seeing my dad every fucking weekend for a long time. I think I missed 2 now, and it sucks when I miss a weekend to see my dad, because I love talking to him and just seeing what the hell's going on in his brain that week and shit. It's cool. Even if I'm tired and we don't have anything to talk about, I like being there, just having the energy of him, just talking, and the dogs. It's cool. I love my dad and my dogs. They're like my dog sisters. My dog sisters. But, then I had decided to go back to my sister's house, chill a little bit longer, because I like chilling there too. Wow. Then I decided I was going to drive home because I just couldn't bear it anymore. My leg just hurt so bad. It just hurt so bad, so I'm like, I just need to do something to get my brain off this shit. So then I came home, tried to take a nap, could not take a nap. Then Chance came in. I was thinking about taking some of this shit before he came in, but I decided not to. Then I caved because I was just tired of the pain. It worked. I'll say it worked. I will not say it worked. This ibuprofen did work. But I don't trust it. Because listen to these side effects. You ready? Allergy alert. Ibuprofen may cause a severe allergic reaction, especially in people allergic to aspirin. Symptoms may include hives, facial swelling, asthma, shock, skin reddening, rash, blisters, stomach bleeding warning, stomach ulcers. What else do we got? A heart attack and stroke warning. What else do we got? That's just... Don't take it if you've had more than 3 alcoholic drinks one day. Like, all these side effects. Oh, here's more, ladies and gentlemen. Stop use and ask a doctor if you experience any of the following signs of stomach bleeding. Feel faint, vomit blood, have bloody or black stools, have stomach pain that does not get better. Hold on. Goddamn Zen-ups. The Zen-ups always get me. You have symptoms of heart problems or stroke, chest pain, trouble breathing, weakness in one part or side of your body, slurred speech, leg swelling, pain gets worse or lasts more than 10 days, fever gets worse or lasts more than 3 days, redness or swelling is present in this painful area. Any new symptoms appear. What are we talking about here? This motherfucker took me... Give me 1 second. I'm a hiccup again. Hold on. There it is. Bruh. Chance had me take 2 of these motherfuckers. And the directions say take 1 tablet every 4 to 6 hours while symptoms persist. Chance was trying to poison me. You heard it here first, folks. Why am I so close to the microphone? You guys could probably hear me just fine. Chance Nielsen was trying to poison me. So, I don't trust this shit. I did take 3 of them. I took 2 that day. Jesus Christ. I took 2 when Chance told me to. And then I took 1 the next morning because I had to go to work. And I knew it was going to be bad. I've been limping for 2 days. But I think it'll be fine tomorrow. I haven't taken any of these today. I'd rather not take any of this shit. The ingredients are ibuprofen 200 milligrams, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, pain reliever / fever reducers. Inactive ingredients: colloidal silicone dioxide, cornstarch, croscarmellose, sodium hypromellose, iron oxide red, iron oxide yellow, microcrystalline cellulose, polyethylene glycol, polysorbate 80, stearic acid, titanium dioxide. What is any of that shit? I don't know. I know a guy that said he overdosed on these motherfuckers because he had a headache and he just kept having to double it up, and then it just didn't work. And these fuckers, Tylenol can cause liver failure, I'm pretty sure. Let's Google that before we just start rattling off bullshit here. And then I got something else I want to talk about. A couple things, actually. I'm sorry I've been talking about myself this whole time. I just want to get it out there that my leg did hurty because I've been holding on to it. Nobody wants to listen to me. I'm just kidding. Nah, I knew nobody cared, and you guys probably don't either. Maybe you'll click off. Maybe you won't even watch this part because I talked about my leg hurty so much, but who the fuck knows? We're about to talk about if Tylenol... Excuse me. Can Tylenol cause liver damage? Let us search this. When used as directed, acetaminophen is safe and unlikely to cause adverse side effects. When misused or overused, however, acetaminophen, however the fuck you say that big word, toxicity can quickly lead to liver damage. Liver damage associated with Tylenol sends thousands of Americans to the hospital each year. I don't take these motherfuckers unless I absolutely need to. Like, I probably should have went to the doctor or something. Like, most people probably would. I probably shouldn't have. Like, I'm not a pussy, but most people probably would. I'm not calling most people pussies either. I'm sorry. And why am I so close to this goddamn microphone? I'm like, eating it. Alright. Sorry, I got a lot of energy right now. See, I couldn't record yesterday because I kept questioning myself whether I could do this or whether I couldn't. You can always do it. You just got to get all those negative thoughts out of your brain and you just go. It's really hard. It's really hard. Like I've said before, it's like the act of not thinking. But then you're thinking at the same time. And it's so hard. But it's not hard at the same time. You just got to not think. And once you get into like the groove of it, it's not that bad. But when like getting into it, sometimes it's a little clunky. So, especially if you don't know what you're going to talk about and you just sit here. Like, it's so hard to do. But also what I want to talk about, I started this book by Aristotle called, I know what it's called, but I'm going to butcher this fucking word if I don't look at it. Nicomachean. Let's see how this word is pronounced. We learn together, my friend. Nicomachean. Please translate. Please translate. Let me hear this. German, I do not care. I just want to hear word.
Nicomachean.
Nicomachean? Where the fuck does the T come from? Nicomachean ethics, I guess. But, I'm only on chapter 8, got 4 hours left. It's a good-ass book. It's very confusing, actually, though. It's about, how to be a good and virtuous person. And it's actually awesome. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. If that's not what it's about, then I'm completely missing the entire idea. Let's Google it, because I need to figure this out. Ethics about. What is this book about? The nature of human action and ethics rooted in the concept of eudaimonia means the highest goodness that which humans seek for its own sake and not for the sake of something else. So, see, it's very confusing, my friend. What is the good life? Mental tranquility, freedom from disturbance, the utmost possible, and simple pleasure. Bro, this book's confusing as shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm trying to figure it out. I know I'm gonna have to listen to it again. Like, the first part didn't even make any fucking sense, but I just kept listening, and then I'm like, my brain slowly started translating this like ancient language into the, but it's not really an ancient language, but the way they talk is so different from the way we talk today. And it's just hard to understand sometimes. Especially, I had to slow it down to like 0.95, and then I think I slowed it back up to regular speed. But like, it's a good book. It's just very complex. The way they thought and talked, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's kind of like their podcasting. The way it's presented, like in my brain, it's like a podcast, but it's not a podcast. This dude was just thinking for years, and then he wrote it down at whenever the fuck he decided to write it down, and here it is. That's what's kind of crazy. But then it led me to wonder what the fuck philosophy is, and it's just, well, I already knew, but I don't know. I don't know anything. Let's get that clear. I don't know a goddamn thing. I'm just speculating. Philosophy is just like, you know what? Let's just look it up. Siri. Hey Siri, what's the definition of philosophy? The study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. Yeah. Study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence. Yeah. So, any podcast could technically be a philosophy podcast. Basically, this is basically a philosophy podcast at that point, because we're questioning nature and the reality and why we exist and shit like that. That's kind of crazy. Most people don't think about themselves as philosophers, and I'm not saying I'm a philosopher, but that's what kind of like, that's what it felt like to me when he was speaking. Was like, oh, this dude's just giving out a podcast, and I feel like he would be a podcaster if it was around back then. Why wouldn't he be? He was writing shit down all the time, thinking. He might as well just say it, and then he can just listen to it again, rather than having to read it. But then, well, if they had the technology, I'm sure they would. Why wouldn't they? That's what I'm wondering. But then, another concept I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry I did that. I don't know why I did that. Okay, see, this is helping. This is helping when I don't look at the screen every 5 minutes. There's a lot of fucking people, like, I thought that, like, for a while I thought I was the only one that was trying to, like, do something, like, internet-wise, right? And it's a pretty crazy feat to try to set after, because not a lot of people achieve it. And it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, a lot of fucking consistency. This shit is not easy. It's like not easy to do. I mean, it's relatively easy compared to like going to work at Bago. But for me, I guess for me, this is what I like to do. But it's not an easy thing to do. I just don't like Bago because I have to stand around. I'm not using my mind all day. If I could sit there and like, that's why I'm listening to podcasts and learning and just doing things all the time with my brain, because if I just let my brain sit there, I feel like it's going to rot, and it's just like, it's going to deteriorate into nothing. There's like something I heard, I think Joe Rogan said it actually, but if you're elite, like you excel above, maybe you were born that way, or maybe you've worked your ass off to get to that point, if you start slacking off, you'll become normal relatively quickly, because it's only a few years of fucking around that you start to backtrack and deteriorate into something that you don't want to be. And I gotta start fucking listening to my own words and shit when I fucking talk on these podcasts, to be honest. Because that's why I have revelations while I'm sitting here. It's because it's shit I need to be telling myself. That's the only reason I record this shit, is because it's the shit I need to tell myself, and I don't even listen to this shit. Maybe I should. Maybe I fucking will listen to it when I fucking finally get into a deep rut and fucking need something to make it out of. But I hope I don't get to that point, man. I hope I can figure shit out before I get there, because it scares the shit out of me, bruh. And like, all these teachings that I learn about and shit, these spiritual teachings are like, be present and be in the moment and don't worry about past or future. And I could do that, and then I can also have these anxiety spiral attacks where I'm just always thinking about shit, and it's like never in between the two. And I think that's where I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to spiral out of control, but I'm also not trying to like, well, I think I'm just trying to be present in the moment, but your brain just starts spiraling out of control. And it's hard to stop that from happening. Because our brains are so tricky. They're tricky little demons, bruh. Like, I worry about so much shit that I probably shouldn't worry about. Like, I'm not really, which is really weird now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm not worried about this. Like, my knee and leg is fucked up, my toe. I don't think it's going to get infected. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm delusional. My toe kind of does hurt, but I need to stop thinking now. But I'm pretty much, I think I said this, I'm a hypochondriac, so I worry about, like, illness and sickness and shit like that. But for some reason, I don't worry about infection. I've gotten so many cuts and bruises and scrapes and all kinds of shit. Oh, I think the band was playing again. But I believe that infection exists, obviously, and it does. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but on the outside of the body, on the inside it's a little different because you got a bunch of bacteria and viruses. You don't know what's going on in there. You can't really clean your inside of your body, but it's kind of the body's job. I guess your job to help your body do that is just to eat well and take your vitamins and shit like that. But on the outside of your body, you're constantly showering, or at least you should be. If you're not, you're kind of nasty. If you don't shower all the time, I mean, I don't think I can talk to you, my friend. Well, I'll talk to you, but from a distance. I don't want to smell you. I'll still talk to you. I'm not discriminatory against that type of shit, but it's not going to be me, brother, and I am not going to be hanging around you very much, and not in a closed environment. Going to have to hang out outside, talk outside. I just don't like things that smell bad. It triggers me in different ways. I don't like smelling bad myself. Chance always gives me shit for putting cologne on. I'm just like, hey, bruh, I like to smell good. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I thought like I was the only one trying to do this shit, and I'm starting to see like a bunch of other people trying, bruh, and it's awesome. Like, there's been times, I won't lie, my brain's like, oh no, what's going to happen to your shit? Start freaking out. But like, it doesn't hold any weight. Like, to get jealous and hate other people for doing well, that's just going to bring you down. Joe Rogan talks about that shit all the time. And it's like a natural human inclination to want to bring others down because it gives you a sense of lifting up. But you're not. You're not lifting up. We can all lift each other up together, but we can't just like lift each other up by using other people as ladders, because eventually that shit's going to come back around. And somebody's going to do it to you, or you're going to get karma, and it's going to fuck you over. But, like, there's Easy Ethan. He's a good rapper, bro. You should check his music out. JJ Wickman, bro. He's got some shit going on. I know Young Shaggy, bro. There's so many people. And there's so many people, bro. I see so many people trying shit. Like, regardless of if we make it or not, and I don't think any of these people are going to watch this shit, or I don't know who does or who doesn't, but I want us to keep trying, bro. No matter how old we get, we got to keep trying and never give up. And I've thought about giving up multiple times, but I can't. I just can't. I don't know why I can't, but I can't. This just has to be done for some reason. And it's not, that's why I always reference myself a lot, and I talk about myself a lot, but I'm always just trying to preach like a higher power. I don't think it's me doing anything. I think that there's something else. There's something else pushing us to do things in life. And I think you have to follow that. I think that there's two sides in your head. There's the side that wants you to just fall in line and be like everybody else. And then there's that side that shows you what you're actually meant to be doing. And I think that's where your soul's leading you, is like your purpose on this planet. And we all have one, I think, because everything has a purpose in nature. Why wouldn't it? So why the hell wouldn't we be born with a purpose? And then why the hell wouldn't nature be intelligent to design it that way? Like, we don't know. We don't know anything. We're fucking so dumb. I need a drink, I'm sorry. And a little poof. Yeah, we don't know shit. That's why I'm always constantly learning, too. That was weak as hell. What the fuck? We're not softies around here, goddammit. That was a nice one. Alright, so I think that we're put here. I think it's some crazy shit, because from what I've been listening to recently on podcasts and shit, the universe could be so infinite that we're just a cell in another organism of another universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a bunch of cells. We have a bunch of cells in our body, and they're alive, right? What if that's just a universe? And then you go into that cell, and you find another universe, and another whole being of, like, organisms and all this other shit. Like, you just keep scrolling down with the microscope. Now think about it with a telescope, and you go the opposite direction. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, the universe, we don't even have any idea what the fuck's going on. Not just that, to the point that we think that aliens might just be this one species that visits Earth all the time. Why wouldn't it be layers? Like chimps. Chimps are said to be entering the Stone Age. I don't know if I've showed this picture on here before, but I'm about to today. Because this picture's crazy. Scientists are saying that chimps have entered the Stone Age, and they have started spearfishing using tools like we do. Look at this orangutan, dude. He watched a local fisherman do it. Good, you can see it. He watched a local fisherman do it. He learned how to do it. And then he was teaching other monkeys how to do it. So, we're watching this primitive species follow a similar path that we once followed. Or allegedly followed, if we weren't manipulated by aliens. We could have been. We definitely could have been. It's kind of scary. Because if you watch this guy that... Let me look up his name, actually. He does a bunch of shit with Sumerian tablets and stuff. And this guy's a baller. Billy... No, that's not him. His name is... Yeah, it's Billy Carson. The pictures were fucked up on Spotify. But yeah, Billy Carson, he like reads Sumerian tablets and stuff. And this guy is insane with what he says. You just gotta go watch it. Like, I can't even explain it to you. He talks about like how there's evidence for us being manipulated by like our genes by like higher beings and like all this shit the Sumerians were talking about, bro. And I don't know if you know about this shit, bro, but I'm gonna keep calling you bro. When I was a kid, I was probably like 13, 14, 15. I was like super drunk, but I couldn't sleep because I'm like ADHD out the ass back then. I didn't know how to calm down. So I just loaded up a documentary on my phone and I started watching it. Because I used to like watching documentaries and shit even as a kid. And I started watching this ancient Sumerian documentary. 3 hours long. And they had knowledge of the solar system before we were supposed to have knowledge. All the planets in the right spot around the sun. We used to think the fucking solar system revolved around the earth. We're retarded. We used to be retarded, but somehow these people way before that time had known about the solar system. They have pictures of like monkey-like creatures, human monkey-like creatures, human monkey hybrids on these like giant beings, and they have like spaceships and shit, bro. It's like crazy ass shit that you're like, how did they know any of this? It doesn't make sense to how they would know any of it. And that's why I started really, like, falling in love with Joe Rogan's podcast, is because All these people he has on are saying the same shit. There was an ancient civilization. It got wiped out by the Great Flood. They have evidence for it now. Ancient structures, fucking scientific and geological evidence. They have historical evidence. They have all kinds of this evidence, but the mainstream archaeology won't fucking admit it. It's not for some stupid reason. Because if they admit this shit, that would mean that everything we were taught in school was bullshit. Everything. All the history we've ever been taught, all of that shit is nonsense. And then what? Where would we go from there? We have to figure it out at some point. I mean, we're gonna have to accept it. There's no way we don't accept it because the evidence is just too overwhelming. That's how science gets discovered. Not just science, but history, all this shit. Because most people think, oh, you just discover something. No. I used to look into this shit. I was a little scientist. I love science. The evidence becomes so overwhelming. Like, oh, they discover this. Oh, okay. And they're just doing tests and shit on a bunch of different variables and You just test a bunch of shit. Oh, that happened. Okay. Oh, that happened. Okay. And then the evidence becomes so overwhelming that you just have to realize, like, oh, shit. That's what's happening right here. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, we don't know what reality is. We really don't. And it sounds crazy to say, but with quantum physics and quantum mechanics and all this shit, you can't, if you've ever looked into that shit, you can't just sit here and say, oh, I know what everything is. Just the fact that particles have to be observed they're in a superposition, and that when they're observed, they either go to one choice or the other. Like, say, I had the decision to put a Zin in or not. That decision was in superposition. But then I decided to put a Zin in, so in this reality I put a Zin in. But the other reality I didn't put a Zin in. That's how particles are working. So that would mean that everything has to be conscious for particles to have to be like that, because they have to be observed by something. So that means everything is conscious in some way. And then you gotta wonder, well, what level of consciousness does everything have? Do we have a high level of consciousness, or do we just think we do? Because we have these primitive monkey brains. We could sit here and just fathom this shit all day long, because it's just, there's endless amounts to think about. Like, and it's not just that, but the Paris maps I've talked about before, they had knowledge of Antarctica before we were supposed to have knowledge of Antarctica. And there were herds, and that could just be human shit, normal human shit, because the Antarctica was closer to the equator. This is why I look into this shit, man. There's something wrong with this thing. There we go. I fixed it. A little too well. It's just nicotine, folks. It's just nicotine. So, who knows what the hell happened? I've said it before, it's a miracle that we even got here. There's evidence that, and mainstream archaeology will accept this, and mainstream history, or whoever the fuck. Is that what it is? Hey Siri, define archaeology. She ain't gonna read it? Fine. The study of human history. So yes, it's archaeology. Mainstream archaeology does accept that we've been wiped out to like thousands at some points in our history, many times, to where we almost went extinct. Like, the fact that we're sitting here and everybody's just scrolling TikTok. What are we doing? And I'm guilty of it myself. I do go scroll Twitter a few times sometimes. I like memes. I like all that shit too. And I sit here and talk, like, that's why I'm just talking. Because I'm not, like, any better than anybody. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be any better than anybody. Like, I fuck up all the time. I fuck up constantly. I try not to fuck up so bad, but my brain's so wild all the time. That's why I like sitting here and doing this shit, because it gives me something to do. Because I didn't go to the gym. Like, I wanted a lazy day. But then my brain's like, nah, record a podcast. Do a mental day. Because I listened to a book all day long, and I read some of my book. Which I should read more of that, to be honest. Because I didn't read much today of that one. But I just can't sit. I can't sit and be dormant. But I'm not better than anybody. That was the main point. Like, just the same. Like, I do have a little bit of knowledge in my head just because I've put it there and worked hard to have it. And I work hard every day because, but every single morning, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. And I just want to chill. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to fucking cook. I don't want to clean. I don't want to do any of that stupid ass shit. I mean, it's not stupid. That's why we do it. It has to be done. That's just what discipline is. You got to do shit that you don't want to do like you love it. That's what Mike Tyson says. And it's really hard. It's a really hard thing to do because you got to build that muscle. I need to slapping my fucking lips together. I just noticed I was doing that, and I apologize. I just got a lot of saliva right now. No, the fuck was I just talking about? Yeah, that's why I preached about this shit. And tell everybody they gotta work on their mind, body, and spirit. And I post so much shit on Snapchat, and oh my god. It tweaks me out. Nobody listens to me. And I don't know if anybody ever will listen to me. And I honestly don't really mind if they do or don't. Because it helps me. It's not selfish. I mean, it is a little selfish if we want to admit that. But I just do this because I know that people might benefit from it. Like, I don't have a lot to talk about. That's why I try to gather experiences and learn and just be able to teach people shit. Because if I can do that and like just even help one person, even if I just teach them one thing, like, nicotine is a fucking I forgot the word. No, it's not that word. No, I don't know. I don't have any facts that come to mind right now. I'm literally just talking. I swear to God I am. I'm doing this unscripted, unfucking cut up. It's just raw, man. We're just sitting here talking, pondering, seeing what the hell the universe is about. And we're never going to figure it out. But we could sit here and talk about it. But that's why I talk to people. I'm scared to talk to people in person about this type of shit, to be honest. Just because I don't know how they're going to feel about it. And then, like, on top of that, like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And that's why I, like, bash on myself quite a bit. Like, I know I fuck up. I know I'm not smartest. I know I'm stupid sometimes. I'm even retarded sometimes. But, like, we all are. We're all retarded, especially at such a young age, like 20 years old, bro. I'm not even supposed to know anything yet. Back in the day, 20-year-old, I mean, I guess it's kind of like, I need to stop slapping my goddamn lips together. This Zin's hard to... I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It's hard to say. Because we definitely had a lot less knowledge back in the day, but we also had more experience. So we were having kids at like 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, starting families, young as hell, but also we didn't have like the scientific knowledge and stuff we had today. So maybe that's what we're lacking. As 20-year-olds, we need to gain experience. Maybe that's what podcasts help with. Because you're gaining experience through other people's brains, basically. think we just hit 42. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I think, Jesus Christ, if I smack my lips together one more time, I'm gonna slap myself in the face. All right, that's an agreement we're both making. So, I think that we just need experience. At 20 years old, we need it, like, or even if you're just young, even if you're just a little bit older or younger or however old you are, we need to gain experience through podcasts, and our own experience is important as well. We can't just live through the screens all the time. Like, I picked mushrooms the other day, and I didn't die. I'm still here today. I heard it. I'm still here today. So I'm happy about that. I really thought I did it again. I apologize. This is in. We'll just take it out. I'm going to put it on top of the package so I can throw it away after this. Alright, no more lip smacking, hopefully. What were we talking about now? I don't know. I wonder if we're ever going to be able to, like, get out of this shit. Get out of this, like, all the bullshit that we're in right now. Sometimes I just wonder, because I know a lot of people have, like, a grim view on the world, and we're all depressed and sad sometimes, but I'm pretty optimistic. Because I've researched a lot of shit. A lot of shit can help. I think we just got to put it into practice. That's the hard part. Hold up. Hey, I think I just figured out the issue, my friend. We need to make it around the hill. Yeah. I gotta go shower. I'm gonna hang out with a homie. Probably sip on some brews. I gotta do some dishes. Probably should put my fucking laundry away because it's Tuesday and I still haven't. I probably should end this thing before it gets real boring again because I've already ran out of ideas to talk about. But kind of just do this thing spur of the moment. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about or what's going to happen. That's why I try to gather as much experience and knowledge as possible. Just so that I, not just for this, but for myself. But this is, I've realized I should do it for this as well. Because, not just do it, but gather more. Because this shit is not easy sometimes. Sometimes I got to sit here and ponder for a long time. That's why I get quiet or I start reaching for shit. Or tweaking. What are we at? We're at 43:23. Alright. We're ending this model. Bye.